And game number 1 is here, everyone, of the final series of the day. Barles versus Sebastian. Both these guys, as we were discussing before the beginning of the series, and if you're watching on YouTube, you're probably not going to be aware of it. So I'm catching you up over here, but what are you doing with your life? Go and drop a follow on Twitch. You can watch live from time to time. However, as we were taking a look at both these players earlier, we saw that they are in 5th and 6th place, Barles and Sebastian respectively. And it's definitely going to be a little bit of a struggle for either player to get out of the demotion area. Barles has played 3 series so far, as has Sebastian. And Barles is going to be on 3 points, while Sebastian is on 1 point. While the next player above both of these guys, Barles, has played 3 sets as well, but he's got 5 points. So I was saying the only way in which either of these players gets out of the demotion area after this series is if Barles is able to win the series 3-0. In that case, he's going to rack up 6 points and he's going to go above Barles and knock Barles down to 5th place. Sebastian, on the other hand, even if he managed to get 4 points by taking 3 games in a row against Barles over here, would still be in the demotion area, and Barles will simply drop further to the 6th place, right? But it's pretty rough for both these players. We were taking a look at the chances at the StatFracts website, and the actual possibilities of players according to that website to finish anything other than 5th and 6th are like pretty low. I think Barles is the player with the most chances at 15% chances of finishing 4th, while Sebastian is like at like 3% chances of, or 3% possibilities of finishing 4th. Otherwise, it's probably just going to be 5th and 6th for both these guys. Kind of sucks, but hey, if, well, maybe a little bit more for Barles. This is going to be more of a higher stake match, right? But Sebastian, if he's not really expecting to do too well in the 2 sets that he's got remaining, at the very least might be able to use this as an opportunity, as a platform for trying something different, maybe testing a strategy that he might not have been able to try before, maybe something like that. Who knows? For game number 1 though, the map's gonna be Kilimanjaro, and the civilizations will be Mayas for Barles and Gurjaras for Sebastian. The will player, Barles, playing in the northwest, is going to get with the Mayans 1 extra villager at the expense of 50 food. It's going to have, in addition to that, also 15% longer lasting resources, 10, 20, and 30% cheaper archers in the Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages, and for the team bonus, they get a discount on walls. And you can see that he's already taken advantage of that. Let's get the walls coming up. And before we jump into Sebastian's civilization and take a look at his bonuses, let's take a look at what we get for map generation for the bull players. So what is this? We're gonna see first off that he's got the main goal on the left hand side of the TC. Secondary goal on the other hand is gonna be towards the south, kind of on the slope of the mountain already, and the mount rather. And then we have the main stone on the right hand side, secondary stone towards the southeast. So both these resources, both these stones are pretty much exposed. And taking a look at the walls he's going for, it doesn't seem like he's actually going to try and secure these, right? If he gets the walls up around his TC like this, I guess he secures this wall line and he secures this goal, right? Berries. But not much else. And unfortunately, if he wanted to go for greedier walls, kind of like this towards the edge of the map, that wouldn't really give him much of anything else, because the goal he already secures by going for safer walls, for closer walls, cheaper walls. He would only get access to extra wood over here, and I guess technically the neutral gold over there, but that'd be extremely hard to defend, by the way. Taking a look at the map generation from Sebastian. Actually, let's go through his civilization bonuses first. We're going to see that Sebastian with the Gurjaras gets 2 additional berry bushes underneath the TC at the beginning of the game. He already depleted those. And then he's gonna have the ability to garrison herdables inside the mills, right? And he's been actually taking the herdables right now. Interesting. Alright. Yeah, he's just going to stop at 6, it seems like to me, Sebastian. But yeah, anyway, besides all of this, the Gurjaras will also have 10, actually 20, 30, and 40% higher bonus damage from camel units, or actually from mounted units in general. For the team bonus, camels and elephant units will get trained 25% faster. So what do we see? The moment Sebastian hits the village, it's gonna go for a stable, while Barles on the other hand is getting a barracks right now. He's going up to the village a little bit later, of course, and we're gonna see an archer range come up. It's not like the Mayans get many options, right? So he's gonna go for the archers. Interestingly enough, Sebastian has chosen to go for the meal around the berries as opposed to the meal around the fish. And this is going to be faster food income, the fish, but this is going to be more total. If I'm not mistaken, 750 or so. No, it's actually going to be more like 625, I believe, right? Anyway, little engagement here. The heal advantage is there, though, for Sebastian. I thought it was there. Hold on. Barles is looking stronger now. Okay. The Camel Scout is here, and there we go. The Eagle Scout's finally going down. That was awkward, though. I really thought that Barles was going to get just completely wiped out. Both players in the FLH already, but it seems like the heal was probably a little bit misleading. Nice shot, though, or nice hit from Barles. Takes the Scout down. Again, back home, Sebastian, after butchering 2 of the sheep, is making a play for herdables, and 2 of the goats, rather. It's making a play for herdables and a few farms, right? So it's gonna stop depleting his goat reserves. Left hand side for Barles. What do we get? Not much yet. He's coming in though, Barles. No, but Sebastian, he was going for the archer range earlier. It was quite clearly going to be for skirmishers, but he already got the units out, and Barles can't really do anything because of it. What is the next step for the Polish player over here then? Not much of anything. Barles is just going back home. Seems like he's going to try and scrape enough resources together to go up to the Imperial Age, to the Castle Age rather. Meanwhile, Sebastian on the other hand is probably going to try the same. He's not been investing too many resources into extra military units, so from this point onwards, just going to be full savings for the Uruguayan. Barles? Yeah, I don't know about Barles, man. He's going to struggle. Yeah, Barles turns around once again. So much flip-flopping, but it's unlikely he'll ever be able to achieve much of anything. Sebastian's already gotten the walls up himself. And the castle is going to be on the way for both these players very soon now. Barles is missing a building, though. He's going for the blacksmith right now. It's going to be there. Yeah. So, Castle Age should be on the way for Barles, and it is. He did not get in about 18 seconds of idle TC time. However, because he's playing with Mayans, at the beginning with an extra villager in the very beginning anyway, so the villager count is actually about the same for both these guys. Sebastian will go up to the Castle Age after this villager comes out. He might not get in a little bit of idle TC time. Not quite. He's got the resource already, so the Castle Age is on the way. 0 seconds of idle TC time so far for Sebastian. Okay, so it's indeed on the way for both these guys. Barles is going for scale, mail armor. And we have seen enough Mayans, enough Aztecs to know exactly what to expect, right? So the extra barracks are coming up and scale mail armor. Barles is in a good position to start going for Eagle Scouts right now. Eagle Warriors, once he gets to the Castle Age, the upgrade, and chainmail armor ideally as well. And Castle Age is here for Barles. Yes, sir. So we have Squires coming in. No chainmail armor yet, no Eagle Warrior upgrade yet. Sebastian gets to the Castle Age himself, and he doesn't really have any extra production buildings, right? Just one stable barracks and archer ranges he's been working with since the Fuel Age, and no second stables or anything. So it seems like he's gonna try and make a play for economy over here. Interestingly enough, though, because that shouldn't really work. Actually, no, that's not going to be economy. No, it seems like he's gonna try and drop a castle. Chakram throwers, right? Chakram throwers are going to take the Eagle Warriors down, but against Mayans, they will still have a little bit of a struggle against archer units and Barles. The moment he realizes about the castle coming up, he's probably going to make a switch away from Eagles into crossbows, I presume. So he sees the castle coming up right now. Barles. See what the reaction will be. He realizes about this now. And he's got more Eagle Warriors coming up. Alright. Well, there's one thing we didn't really quite mention over here, and that is production potential. I mean, we've been talking about it. Kinda, you know, just on the surface, but Barles technically could still come up on top the Chakrams by going for Eagles by virtue of higher production potential. Sebastian gets get the castle up over here. He's got the second TC coming up, and he's gonna start going for Chakram throwers. Now these units will produce from a single castle. Barles, he's got 3 barracks right now. On paper, he can produce significantly more Eagle Warriors, and Sebastian's gonna be able to produce Chakram throwers. And even though the Chakrams do come out quite quickly, Barles will definitely still be able to outproduce the red player. However, he's going to stop though, finally. Seems kind of awkward to me that he would still keep on going for more Eagle Warriors, right? Once he realized about the castle, he actually did queue a few extra units, but he doesn't have the Eagle Warrior upgrade though. These are Eagle Scouts. And yeah, it's going for the 3rd TC now, so Barles seems like he's finally given up on the Eagle play. Instead, he's gonna try to play for economy himself. And that is interesting to see. This seems to be a knee-jerk reaction of Sebastian going for Chakrams himself. It's not really sure what to expect. Here comes Barles. He's trying to break through. Still no Eagle Warrior upgrade though. It's got 19 Feudal Age units to work with. Of course, Eagles, they not going to be exactly the same compared to what they were like in the Feudal Age, but still. Without the upgrade seems just kind of awkward. Alright, guys. Sorry about that. Had a little bit of an emergency here. There we go. Castle's coming out now for Barles as well. This will certainly mark the beginning of Plume Archer's production, and this is something that I was thinking about that I didn't think necessarily Barles was going to choose going for. Mainly because if we take a look, it's taken a while for him to get the castle level. Sebastian has been going for the chakram throwers for a while. And now it's going to be kind of a similar situation where the production potential for Barles is very low, as he's only going to be able to produce from one castle, even if the Plume Archers do produce fairly quickly. Sebastian has had such a massive head start. Chakram throwers that. Yeah. The Plume Archer play might actually not be strong enough. We'll see. Well, military count is still looking stronger for Barles though. Even if it's, for the most part, Eagle Scout still. Let's see if Sebastian is able to make anything happen with these guys. No, nice conversion. The Eagles are roaming around still. No Eagle Warrior upgrade yet. And the chakram throwers are going to protect the villagers. Sebastian is going for a castle drop that Barles is completely aware of. And here come the units. Sebastian would be a little bit optimistic to get the castle where he wanted it to, but even relocating it over here does not seem like it's going to be good enough to me. Yeah, so Sebastian he's gonna be extremely careful over here. He's bringing the villagers over to the north. I don't know about this, man. I don't know about this. That does not seem to me like it's going to be a strong enough amount of chakram throwers. So we see the Frisbee boys over there going down, getting converted. And my lord, this is going to be a disaster castle. Sebastian tried to gamble and is losing pretty heavily, as we see Barles get a complete cleanup on all the units from Sebastian over here. That's just going to be it. That's just going to be it. Without this castle coming out, Sebastian's chances of staying in this game after having lost the vast majority of his military units are pretty slim. And Barles is looking great. Another castle's coming up at the center, and we see the converted chakram thrower is actually getting the raids going. Well, one. Unlikely that Sebastian will take too much damage from those, but still, Barles is looking absolutely fantastic. Yep, Sebastian's going to call it GG. It seemed to come out of nowhere because he hadn't called it before, but honestly, ever since he lost the castle attempt over there, ever since he lost the castle forward, all the units over there were just too hard for Sebastian to replenish. Barles is going to take game number one over here, and the chances for Sebastian to make it out of the demotion area are disappearing further and further. Taking a look at the achievements, we'll see for military. A better KD for Barles, exactly 43. We're gonna have for economy, stronger economy for Barles with about 700 extra resources and higher villager count for Barles as well. Like everything was looking very, very good for the Mayan. And we'll take a look at what we get for game number 2 in a moment, of course. First, we'll go back and cross the sieves in the map. So game number 2 is here, and it's gonna be Arabia. The venue for the big battle to take place in this game. For civilizations, we're gonna have Barles playing with Byzantines, Sebastian playing with Britons, Barles. With the Byzantines, we'll get, first off, well, he's going to have a 33% discount to go up to the Imperial Age. And by the way, my prediction, in case it was not audible before, or if you were still waiting for the commercials to finish, my predictions are 2-1 in favor of Barles. But yeah, for the Byzantines, we are going to get a 33% discount to go up to the Imperial Age. 10, 20, 30, and 40% higher HP in buildings in the Dark Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages. And on top of that, we'll see for the Byzantines, also free town watch, free town patrol, 25% cheaper spear and camel rider units. The team bonus, their monks will heal units 100% faster, while Sebastian civilization, on the other hand, the Britons, they will get extra range on foot archer units. 1 and 2 extra range. Besides that, in the castle and Imperial Ages, except for skirmishers, of course, besides that, the Britons get 50% wood discount on TC starting in the castle age. And for the team bonus, they're gonna have 20% fast working archer ranges. I forgot to mention the 25% faster attacking shepherds though, or faster working shepherds rather. But that's going to be about it. So let's move over to the map generation next. What is that one going to look like? Well, starting with the wool player. Oh my lord, man, this map from Barles is something else. He's got the main goal on the back, but then he's got the secondary goal on the back. Are you freaking kidding me? He's got the third goal, or the other secondary goal towards the northeast. This one is going to be kind of harder to protect. It's going to be more exposed, right? But these two goals are absolutely beautiful. If he gets some walls up from here to here, perhaps something like this, he will be able to secure the goals. Not so much the woods, and especially against Britons, that might actually be a little bit rough. So ideally, he would actually want to go for something like this, so that he can secure this one. But of course, easier said than done, and he would need to actually send villagers over to this area so that he's got villagers at hand to protect the walls from up in the north. Taking a look at the map generation for Sebastian, on the other hand, oh my lord, this is looking like night and day. And Sebastian, unfortunately, has gotten the night version of it, with the main goal being towards the northeast, kind of far away from the TC, and not really protected or easy to protect. We're gonna see both the secondary goals being forward for Sebastian by a lot. And even if you went for walls, let's say like this, right, then maybe... Like, honestly, the left-hand side is going to be so difficult, right? So maybe something like this, and this, maybe? He would be able to secure one goal, but he wouldn't be able to secure a single wood line. He'll be able to secure the berries over here, but he wouldn't be able to secure a single wood line. A single stone. The south is just so open for Sebastian, and Barles is instead in a much, much better position. Or at the very least, I am preferring Barles' map generation by a lot. By a lot. So I guess next question over here, the important one, is what are your predictions? Were you expecting Sebastian to stand a good chance against Barles over here? Were you expecting Barles to dominate? Were you expecting Sebastian to dominate? Do we have anybody here who was expecting Sebastian to maybe take the series over here and perhaps even a 3-0 score against Barles? I'm pretty curious. Get some tea. There we are. This village is on the way for both these guys. Sebastian's got a head start to it. We're going up on one extra, on one less villager rather. Barles is the one going on one extra villager. Barracks on the way, Sebastian's going for archers. This is the way it should be, but you know what? I don't think he's going for archers anymore. He's got no gold miners and he's going up on 19 population. Sebastian's gonna try and make a play for scouts. Well, I mean, Barles does not really have any better scouts than Sebastian. So I guess we could see both players go for the same. Barles is going up on 20 population, however. You know, Barles could make a play for an archer range without gold miners and just try to play for full trash over here. After all, he's playing the Byzantines. Sebastian, on the other hand, he is going for the stable, and I guess this probably would take Barles. You know, by surprise, perhaps? We'll see. Barles is bringing the scout over to see exactly what it is that Sebastian's going for. Yeah, there we go. He sees the stable right now, so he's got spearmen, right? He had already a spearman coming out. And the reason he knew that spearmen were the choice of unit for Sebastian, and he went preemptively for a spearman over here, is because of the uptime for the red player. Otherwise, yeah, like that and the fact that he's got vision of all 3 goals, and he did not say a single gold miner from Sebastian. It's a quite clear indication that he was going for scout, so Barles just had a 2 and 2 together. He started going for spearman, and he was, of course, on the right himself. Beautiful. Good reaction from Barles. Sebastian seems like he won't be able to do much of anything. And notice how Barles has been extremely austere on his defensive investments. He's not gone for too many units, right? He's got 4 spearmen. These are very cheap. Sebastian's been going for scouts. I would say, though, still Sebastian probably invested less in military compared to Barles, but yeah, just the 2 scouts, right? Compared to 4 spearmen over here. The spearmen are coming at 60 resources. So yeah, it's actually going to be a cheaper investment into military for Sebastian, but Barles is going for the walls, and it seems like he's just going to try and play for the Castle Age over here. And Sebastian should be playing for the Castle Age himself too. It's unlikely he'll ever be able to get any damage done with the scouts. Although, as I say that, I noticed the walls are massive for Barles. So maybe, if Sebastian brought on the right hand side. Oh, not 60 resources for the Byzantines. Yeah, correct. It's going to be actually, what is that, 25% cheaper, right? Yeah, so it's going to be 45 resources for the Byzantines. So 45 times 4, that's still going to be 180, if I'm not mistaken. That's still going to be pricier than what Sebastian invested right into the scouts. But yeah, I was saying, I think maybe the red player would have been able to breach through over here. Once again, quick maths on stream. Not really sure if that's actually correct, but it seems to me like it is, right? Regardless. Yeah, it should be. Just remove 15. Beautiful. It is going to be Barles the one to try and put pressure against Sebastian, interestingly enough, with his trash units. One village crumbles, though, from Sebastian. Barles gets the first eco blood. Because of course he would. Here we are. And Castle H should be on the way for both these guys. Barles was kind of missing a building over there for a little bit, but he's got it now, so he should be on his way to the Castle H after the villager, and he's going to Sebastian. Sebastian's got almost enough resources. He does have, however, the buildings, so he's idling the TC a little bit in order to click up as soon as possible, and that's gonna allow him to kind of trail behind Barles, and the Bull player is gonna have about a 20-second lead, right? 19.5-second lead over Sebastian. Not enough, certainly, for him to get much of anything done once he does get to the Castle Age. Instead, we're probably just going to see him try and make a play for economy over here. He's got the goal on the back that he could potentially protect with a DC, right? Double player, probably a DC around here could be good. Maybe one around the goal over here down the south. Yeah, it could be good. Alternatively, he could try instead to maybe go for the TC over here on the top of the hill. I'm actually not really sure there is enough space over here though, a 4x4 grid. But if there was, that could be a good location. Maybe over here on the right hand side, right? Over here so that he can protect the goal somewhat and mainly the wood. But I think over here will be even better so that TC is in front of the goal. Regardless though, let's take a look at Sebastian. Sebastian on the other hand, he's got the resource he needs to go for the extra TC. He's playing Britain, so he only needs to invest half as much wood per TC. And he will need these though. Compared to Barles, Sebastian's map is so bad that he definitely needs to get some TCs up himself. And he could go for one over here, right next to the stone. He could go for one on the right hand side, probably next to the goal over here, maybe even on top. That'd be kind of awkward though. He's going for this one on the right hand side instead. That is all right. That is not awful. But yeah, okay. So he is going for the other TC over here. That's where he's going to have these surrounding the same woodline. Not the biggest fan of that. Barles. He's got a second TC coming up on top of the hill. And it's going to be towards the south instead, not up in the north. He could potentially go for one over here. However, Sebastian's roaming around the crossbows. Barles been going for skirmishers for the most part. He's got skirmishers. He's got the spearmen roaming around still. Camels on the way now as well. And yeah, Sebastian will be playing for full economy quite clearly. Crossbows should provide enough defenses, and Sebastian, yeah, Sebastian got away with it. Right now, he doesn't really have access to stones, so if you want to go for another TC, he would have to use the market. Barles, on the other hand, he's gone for the second TC right next to the stone, so he can collect from this. He can potentially go for a castle eventually. But it's not particularly interested in going for the third TC, at the very least not right now, right? He's got the university coming out to get ballistics. He's got the siege workshop coming up as well to ramp his pressure up. That's quite clearly going to put Sebastian in a little bit of an awkward spot, to be sure. Here we are. Oh! Fantastic. Now it's on the way already for Barles. It's actually putting a lot of pressure against Sebastian. The crossbows and the unit control for Barles is not good enough. He ends up for Sebastian rather. He was trying to split and dodge the projectiles, but Barles was still able to get basically one crossbow per volley. And Sebastian, I have noticed some people do this in split and enjoying your army too quickly. You end up kind of leaving the units in the same position they would have been anyway. That seems to be affecting Sebastian this time around. And now Barles has been able to get some of the archers down. He's gonna try and take the mangonel down as well, though. Sebastian does have a villager over there to try and repair the mangonel with. Yeah, and Barles' unit control seems to be a little bit better, though, right? It's not good for Sebastian. Once again. Yeah, he's been trying to maybe do a little bit too much at once. Trying to macro the magnet on the right hand side still results in the magnet going down. Yeah, and on the left hand side he will finally take the skirmishers down, but it came at a cost. This is not all the crosses he had before. And he's still under a lot of pressure with a heal. Barles is taking the TC down. There is another magnet though from Sebastian. Barles is bringing a magnet over. Just try and take this one down, and it's going to come out on top. That is so good though from Barles. He sent the camel over, and I don't know if that was intentional or not, but the camel actually blocked the magnet and prevented it from maneuvering. Now, that's not to say that there was a lot of space for Sebastian to maneuver around anyway, right? Between the Woolen and the Siege Workshop regardless, but it was interesting to see anyway. Yeah. There we are. And this CC seems like it's going down. We're gonna have 4 manas right now. Siege and the TC. Oh, nice snipe over there from Sebastian. So to get the weak one. Still 3 manas left though. A lot of villages dead underneath the TC. Yeah, and Sebastian just goes on to call the GG. You gotta really feel it for the Uruguayan player. You gotta really feel it for the Uruguayan player. He's lost every series that he's played so far, and now when fighting against the next player who is also in the Demotion area, seems to be struggling big time as Barles takes the second game, right? That's going to be 2-0 against Sebastian, and now Barles, if I'm not mistaken, he ties for the 4th spot with Vilese. If Sebastian takes game number 3, Barles still remains in the 5th spot because Vilese did take on Barles when they played their series, right? So we would have the same sets, we would have the same games, but the head-to-head would give Vilese the lead. As for anything else, well, if Barles takes game number 3 against Sebastian, well, he's gonna be effectively getting the 4th spot. We'll take a look at the standings, of course, after the series. For now, taking a look at the achievements, we'll see a 5-3 kill ratio for Barles. We'll take a look at economy and see a better economy for Barles just by about 18 resources. And for villager max count, he did go up 4 higher compared to Barles. That's going to be about it. So let's go back, guys, and see what we get for the final game of the series. Welcome everyone then to the final game of the series. Barles with Poles, Sebastian with Turks. We have 2 incredible civilizations for Arena for the last game of the series over here, taking place effectively on Arena, right? So Poles and Turks are going to be absolutely incredible. It's going to come out on top. Well, you know, I probably favor the Turks overall as a civilization, but I would say Poles and Turks on the hands of Barles and Sebastian, respectively, are probably going to result in the Poles coming on the top. This is just my guess for game number 3. Regardless, what do we get for these civilizations? Starting with Barles' one, he's gonna have 5, 10, 15, and 20 HP regeneration on villagers per minute in the Dark Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages. We also get for the Poles access to Folwark. It's gonna have 0.33 units of gold out of the stones per each unit of stone that he collects, and for the team bonus, his Scotland units will get 1 bonus damage against archer type units, kind of like the Persians, but a little bit weaker, and just for scouts as opposed to knights, right? So Sebastian playing with the Turks, he's gonna have a myriad of bonuses: 25% faster working gold miners, 25% higher HP on gunpowder units. Free cavalry and Zara upgrades with 1 extra melee armor, pierce armor, sorry, on those units for free. And free chemistry in addition to a 50% discount on gunpowder upgrades. Finally, for the team bonus, the Turks get also 25% faster training gunpowder units. And you can see they are built for gold. They are built for gunpowder. They are built for destruction. And Barles, on the other hand, Barles got a civilization that's going to thrive on full night production, right? On the spam. Not so much in the quality of the units, but strength is going to lie in numbers. That is a very interesting 2 houses that Barles has gone for, by the way. And that is made possible by the fact that he doesn't really care about the TC for farms too much. He is mostly going to care about the full work. And he's going to try to use that to surround the farms. There we are. If you were to drop a game like this on T90's Discord and not reveal any of the players or the civilizations, this could very easily classify as the Elite Legend. But we know better, we know better. Let's check the map generation for both these guys, starting with Barles. We're gonna see for the blue player that he's got the main goal on the back. He's got the secondary goal forward. The other secondary goal is going to be outside the walls, and the main stone is on the back. Well, the secondary stone is going to be outside the walls as well. So this over here is so close to the wall that it could potentially get spotted. You know how the drill goes. If we see the red player scouting in a line like this, right? That's not good. If we see the red player scouting in a line like this, that's going to allow him to get vision of this. Potentially, it's going to influence the decision for the castle location if he is ever to go for a castle forward, right? And like this, he would be able to deny this. He would be able to deny this. Not so much this one though, so probably he would want to go for the castle over here instead. Maybe around this area where he would be able to deny both these goals and make it very difficult for the blue player to collect the stone. On the left hand side instead, we're going to see a much better map generation in my opinion for Sebastian. First off, okay, that is not good, sorry. Okay, that is not good either, once again, there we go. For the red player, we're going to have the main goal on the back, but he's got the secondary goal on the back as well, in addition to the main stone, right? So all these resources will be completely safe for him to collect. Meanwhile, for the secondary resources, the secondary stone on the right hand side, secondary goal towards the southeast over here is... yeah, it's just going to be standard for this map. Both of these are going to be outside the walls, but these will not be particularly exposed compared to the resource that we see from Barles, for instance. Now, Sebastian's playing Turks. You are expecting Turks to go for castles. You are expecting a castle drop. Barles is playing with Poles, and you're expecting to see a castle from Poles as well, but usually you're expecting to see the castle when the time is right for them to start spamming cavalry units, right? When their economy has already undergone some optimization, some growth, and it's not going to be quite as immediate as Sebastian. Sebastian is going up already to the fuel age and 25 population. He's already starting to collect the stone, so we know exactly what to expect. Now Barles is going up in 26 population himself, and he's going for stone miners as well. Wow. Well, these guys are pretty much mirroring each other right now. It's always fascinating to see how the players begin pretty much the same, right? And then down the road, they start splitting apart. Stranding away from each other's choices. One last thing we did not really take a look at, and we should, is the relic distribution. In this, we'll have 2 relics actually favoring the blue player. They are significantly closer to Barles' base. As a matter of fact, they are so close even that you can see that they are in a pretty fantastic distance over here to the gates. Then we're gonna see one that is neutral And we're gonna see one. Sorry. And then we're gonna see 1, 2 over here that are going to favor the red players. This one and this one, right? Yeah. And there's a few LHs here, we'll see. Stable and the blacksmith coming up for Sebastian. This is what I expect to see from Turks, and this is not what we saw from Turks last time around that we took a look at them in this game, right? In one of the previous series where we saw just the blacksmith and market come up, but this makes a lot more sense. So now you're going to be able to go for scouts, which will get upgraded to light cavalry for free in the castle age, and will allow you to secure the map control. Potentially secure the relics. Fantastic. Scouts are coming out already for Sebastian. He's got 2Q. The first one comes out. We have scouts coming out also for Barles. Yes, sir. If we take a look at the scouting information, well, Barles knows about 4 out of 5 relics. If we take a look at the scouting information from the red player, he knows about 2. Oh, he knows about 3 out of the 5 relics, actually. He knows about this one down the south, and this one up in the north, right? But here comes Sebastian, though. However, guys, the villages are moving forward. And unfortunately for him, though, his scouting information is extremely lackluster. So he gets to the castle age. He does have, though, the scouts. Let's take a look. He's going forth. And he needs to try and get some scouting information. If he knew about the gold over here, then he would be able to go for a castle location that's going to deny 3 resources from Barles. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem to me like he's going to do it, though. Nope, he's just going to try to go for a generic path for castle over here that is going to deny a single resource. It's going to be fine. Barles will collect gold from the back anyway, even if a castle came up over here to deny both these golds, right? The one thing that Sebastian needs to be wary about, though, is once he gets vision of this goal, he needs to try and prioritize going for another castle in a way that he'll be able to deny both these resources before Barles gets enough stone and goes for a defensive castle that's going to make it impossible for Sebastian to place a castle foundation himself. So there we are. There we go. Heavy plows coming in for Barles. Damn it. My roommate was cooking something with the pressure cooker. And now they're releasing pressure, so... I can smell the food. And it's making me hungry. I still have not had breakfast. It's 7 p.m. It's coming in strong into the 19th past an hour. But yeah, anyway. Can't hear it? Oh, that's good. Yeah, you know, after this game is over, I'll just go assault the fridge. So a defensive castle came out for Barles. This is not a castle in a location that's going to prevent Sebastian from getting yet another castle and denying both these resources. So there's still an opportunity for Sebastian to get a hold the front Barles' base, right? And Barles, interestingly enough, he's sticking to 1 TC himself as well. Nobody's playing for economy. We're gonna see everyone go for 1 TC full military. Well, it seems to me like that should be the case, right? But I don't see any extra stables coming up for Barles. So what is the plan? He's not going for Obu. Just gonna try and defend himself with the monks and, well, Sebastian. Sebastian wasn't able to prevent the relics from coming in for Barles, so at the very least 1 relic the blue player was able to collect, but he should be able to collect all 4 remaining ones in any case. They are all behind the castle, basically. Probably just aim for traps. That seems about right to me. That's usually what you're expecting to see players go for whenever they are aware of each other's castles, especially in these very, very aggressive plays, right? So Sebastian seems like he's gonna try to go up to the Imperial Age. He's just going for the 1 monk and villagers. Meanwhile, Barles is going for the 2nd TC. This seems like a little bit of a mistake to me from Barles, but it's hard to really evaluate what the situation for the Poles is right now because the Folborg being so good for food income. And maybe he'll be able to get away with the 2nd TC and still will be able to go up to the Imperial Age, right? I mean, like, he's got almost enough resources. Even if he gets the TC up and does not start immediately queuing villagers right away, if he can just click up to the Imperial Age and then start going for villagers, that might be good enough anyway. Good stone cell and click. Yeah, ball player's good, but they're gonna try to save the resource to go for extra castles. Makes you wonder though, wouldn't there be value in, as you say, selling the stone? Yeah, there we go. Barles is going to sell the stone. Just try to rush the Imperial Age and then try to buy it back at a loss. So that you can go for the 2nd castle, but at the very least you get to the Imperial Age earlier, right? So you are the first one with access to trebuchets. It seems to me like that there is some merit to that, and Barles seems to have thought of it significantly more so. At the very least, he seems to have given it more consideration compared to Sebastian, who did not do it quite as heavily, right? He, yeah, just sold 100 stone. Here we go. Relic coming in from Sebastian. Let's take care of the monk. Unit control is absolutely instrumental over here. Here we go, conversions on the way. Oh, 1 monk gets completely picked up right away. The other one's gonna go back. And yeah, Imperial Age is gonna be here very soon for both these players. Barles did have a head start to it, and he could have bought extra stone at a loss to have 2 castles and you know, still be able to outproduce Sebastian, but yeah, it's not going to be the case. He's just going to stick to the 1 castle and he's going to organically get enough stone. Actually, I think he just ran out. Yeah, he's just run out, so he's gonna have to buy it anyway. But yeah, he's gonna go for the 2nd castle very soon. Yeah, you're right. He did. Sebastian? Sebastian, he's got enough right now to go for a 2nd castle himself. He knows where the resources from Barles are. Or the resources from Barles are. But he's going for a castle that he's not really going to deny either. And it is at this point that I wonder to myself, why? Maybe the respect that he's got over the siege? Well, it was going to happen no matter where he plays the castle. He's got his own trebuchet coming out with Turks. He doesn't need to research chemistry and he can just go for the bombardment right away. So he's gonna try and take the trebuchet down. Let's see. Should be able to do it. Castle. Still coming out for sure. It's not like this is going to be the last castle for Sebastian anyway. I guess he does have still 7 stone miners. So very soon he's going to have enough resources to go for yet another castle. And then he could use that one perhaps to deny these resources. Yeah, just got to keep that, that in mind. Springing the bombard cannon around the north. Oh boy, Sebastian's decision making over here, I'm not too sure about it. He's taking significantly longer to take the trebuchets down by bringing the bombard cannons up in the north and not coming to the base of Barles, right? But Castle's taking a lot of damage now. Barles is trying to repair the trebuchet. He's gonna be able to keep it up for the time being. The castle over here is going down, and in the next volley, it's going to go down, but the trebuchet is being actually backed up. So he's walking away. Wow, that was so close. One extra volley, and the castle from Sebastian goes down for sure now. Barles couldn't really assess the situation appropriately. He ends up losing his castle, while all the castles from Sebastian will stay up. We don't have any stone miners left for the red player. Could potentially go over here or go over here, but he's not going for it right now. Hey, Hots! Hi, hi. Coming in for the recap. We are in the last game of the last series of the day. Yeah, Sebastian is finally getting a game where it seems like he's on top. He's gotta be careful. The military lead that he's got to work with right now is so small. Only 8 extra military units. Barles. It's in a lot of extra workers. He's getting the sables up. He's gonna try to just make a play for Hussar himself, by the looks of it. Winged Hussar. Well, it's got light cavalry right now only. I don't know if he will actually be able to go for Winged Hussars. The economy does not seem to allow for it currently. Here we are. Coming in, the light cavalry are coming out from behind. It's gonna try and take the trebuchets. That's just going to be a dent in Sebastian's push though, with the 3 bombard cannons still left over here. Sebastian does not care about losing the trebuchets. He'll still be able to take everything else down from Barles and Barles without any more TCs over here. Still holds on to a villager lead, but it's not going to suffice, as the military production is just not strong enough. His economy right now is, despite the villager high over here, not strong enough for Barles to really go for the units he needs, and Sebastian does end up taking game number 3. This is going to be the second win of Sebastian in the entirety of the group stage so far. And this was the 4th series played by both these players, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to take a look at the standings in a moment, but yeah, Barles is going to tie for points Vilese, but because he lost the match versus Vilese, he's still going to remain in 5th spot, and that was so close. If Barles would have been able to win this one, then he would have actually effectively knocked Vilese down, right? But yeah, well done. Military, better KD for Sebastian by a lot, very close to 5-2. Economy, a stronger economy for Barles as well, by a lot as well, collecting 2,600 extra resources and more than that even. Stronger villager max count for Barles, and yeah, let's just go back. So let's take a look at the standings once again. This is what we get. With the 4th series being a loss for Sebastian, he is pretty much guaranteed to be demoted. Even if the final series that he's got left, he won all 3 games, he will only go up as high as 5 points, right? And while Barles, on the other hand, he's got one more series to go for. If he gets one game, right, he's gonna be able to stay in 5th, but it doesn't really matter, right? He doesn't need one game. He needs a lot more than that. He needs to get 3 games back to back to back and pray for Vilese or Citeaux to have very rough 4th and 5th series. Sebastian, on the other hand, yeah, it's pretty much out of it. If he gets 3 games in the 5th series, he's only going to contest the 5th spot, but he's going to get demoted, so nothing can change for the Uruguayan anymore. And Barles, well, Barles, once again, he does have a chance, but he needs to get a good 5th series, and he needs to pray to God, or to Lord out, that Citeaux and Vilese will have pretty rough 4th and 5th sets themselves. Who is Barles going to fight against for the last series of his? He's going to fight against Citeaux. Yeah, so he's going to have an impact, a direct impact on Citeaux's